I've been placed under house arrest by my wife. She says I'm not fit for public company. I got into trouble the other night when my wife and I went to a cookout at some friend's house. I guess you could say former friends. At the cookout, I had too many beers and apparently engaged in some antisocial behavior. I don't remember much, but my wife said I took my shoe off and I was barbecuing it on the grill. I do vaguely remember that my steak was awfully tough. My wife then said I got a skewer and was chasing people around the pool yelling, on guard, and making the sign of the Z. Then, just before yelling, in like Flynn, I skewered the hostess in a touchy place and promptly fell fully clothed, except one shoe, into the pool. Now, maybe no one else had fun, but it sounded like I did. Nevertheless, since that evening, I have been confined to my room. I think I have a good excuse for my behavior. Like most everyone in this nation of victims, I'm a victim. I'm a victim of brain shrinkage. As men grow older, their brains shrink and they lose their inhibitions. A historical aside. I read that a few years ago, they dug up the bones of Nicholas, the last emperor of Russia, and also the bones of his family, who were murdered during the Russian Revolution. While examining the bones and rolling the skull of Nicholas around, they heard a rattle inside, and looking closer, they saw the remains of his brain. And of all things, it was the size of a pea. That story bothers me because at times I hear a rattle in my own skull. You hear that, or is it my imagination? Well, you know, my wife may be strict, but without her guidance, I'd probably go completely berserk. That's why I regret entering the clearinghouse sweepstakes. What if I won $10 million? Something mysterious would probably happen to me, and my wife would live happily ever after. I live in constant fear that my doorbell will ring and standing there will be Ed McMahon and that 65-year-old teenager about to break up my marriage. Now, being under house arrest gives me time to think, but not too much. I don't want to completely wear out my brain. I have been trying to solve this problem that I read about in the newspaper. A group feels that other does not adequately describe people of mixed race. Now, when you fill out a form that asks that you check Caucasian, African American, Arky, Eskimo, or other, they want to replace other with mixed race. I like that idea, but why discriminate at all? Why not drop all categories but one, mixed race? Aren't we all mixed race? And what about this? Why have two categories for sex, male or female? Why not check one box, both? Don't scientists tell us that we are in fact some of each? Besides, I'm tired of checking the sex box yes. Hell no, but maybe I'm thinking too much. But I would like to solve one more problem in the news, gay marriages. Congress has said that marriage can only be between one man and one woman. The gays want to expand that to two men or two women. I find both definitions too limiting. What about one man and three men, or one woman and two women, or the one I like best, one man and 10 women? But I want to confess, I don't want my wife marrying a couch potato and a dozen bodybuilders. But seriously, I do think you should be allowed to marry yourself. Single people are discriminated against under our tax system, and if they married themselves, they would be allowed 2 tax deductions. And what about what would be a more perfect marriage than for a narcissist? I have a hard time saying that. I love you, honey, and honey, I love you too. It would be perfect harmony. They would like all the same things. What do you want to watch on TV, honey? Oh, whatever you want to see, sugar. Oh, honey, you remembered my birthday. And how did you know I wanted flowers? You must have read my mind. Honey, I'm sorry I have a headache tonight. Oh, that's all right, Dumpling. I had a headache too. This truly would be a union as one. So at least, marriage should be expanded from one man and one woman to one man or one woman.
Did you hear that? Was that the doorbell?